Hello, my wonderful scholars. Welcome to another Math Corner with Mr. Collier. All right, so let's sit up straight. Let's lock in. Let's turn our thinking caps on, and let's dive into our lesson for today. So, scholars, you remember yesterday in our math lesson we focused on adding and subtracting groups of 10. Well, today we're going to continue our lesson by adding groups of 10 to a two-digit number. So before we start our lesson, let's come over to our math vocabulary terms for today. So our first term is a place value chart. So a place value chart is a table used to find the value of each digit in a number based on its position. And our second vocabulary term is a number bond. A number bond is a pair of numbers, two parts that add up to make a whole number. So it is part, whole. And our last vocabulary term is a number sentence, which is a mathematical sentence made up of numbers and signs. All right, guys, so let's take out our whiteboards and let's dive into the lesson. All right, scholar, let's start out by writing the number 13 on our boards. All right, and then we're going to draw our first place value chart. You remember that's our first vocabulary we talked about. And our place value chart, we're going to split it up into tens and ones. All right, so let's show 13 in quick 10 and then ones. So for the tens, we have 1 10, so we're going to draw one line down. And we have 3 ones, so 1, 2, and 3. So scholars, how many tens and how many ones we have? 1 10 and 3 ones, that makes 13. All right, so in our lesson, we're adding groups of 10. So we're going to come over, we're going to put our arrow notation, and we're going to add 10 to our box. So we add 10. Let's add another place value chart. And we're going to split up in tens and ones. So guys, if we're adding 10 to our 13, how many tens do we have now? Let's draw our 10 right here. So we have 2 tens now. So we're going to put 2 tens in our tens charts. Now scholars, did we add any ones to our charts? No, we didn't. So we're going to keep our 3 ones that we have. And now we have 23. So 13 added on to our 10 makes 23. And let's put that in a number sentence. 13 plus 10 equals 23. So just say I wanted to do a number bond. So we're going to do our part, and our whole. And let's connect our circles. So if we're trying to figure out our 2 parts, our first part is 13. And our second part that we added was 10. And like we said earlier in our number sentence, 13 plus 10 equals 23. Scholars, have you ever seen these 2 things before? Maybe you seen them in your mom's car, you seen them around the house, maybe you had some yourself. So yes, they are coins. Anyone know what this coin is? This is a dime, and how much does it represent? 10 cents. Yes. And what about this penny? How much y'all think it represents? 1. Yes. So if you with these coins, if you add them together, you get a lot of them. You can buy things with them like toys. You can buy some candy. You can add them together to make dollars. But I'm gonna show you how we're gonna add these into our lessons today. So come over to the board. All right, scholars, for this next problem, we're going to show 24 cents with dimes and pennies. So we're going to put 24 on our board. So if you're thinking, let's break down 24 into tens and ones, because we know a dime represents tens and a penny represents ones. So if we break down our tens, how many dimes do you think we need in our first place value chart? Right, 2 dimes. So we're going to draw 2 dimes right here. And what number you think represents our ones? Yes, 4. So we're going to draw 4 little pennies right here. And remember, guys, we're adding group of tens to two-digit number. So we're going to add 10 10 to our 24. So of course 10 represents a dime. So I'm gonna drop our dime right here. So if we have, let's start off with our tens chart. So how many tens do we have? Let's count it. 1, 2, 3. So how many dimes we have now? Yes, 3. So we had 3 tens, and let's do a representation. 1 dime, 2 dimes, 3 dimes. So scholars, did we add any more pennies to our dimes? No, we still just have 4. So let's just carry it over. 1, 2, and 3. So we have 34. So let's write, of course, we're practicing writing a number sentence. So 24 plus 10 equals 34. And what's the other way that we can show the representation of our equation? Right, a number bond. So what is our first part? 24. And what is our other part? 10, because we're adding 10. And what number did we get when we added 24, 10? 34, you are correct. All right, scholars, I'm so proud of you today. Y'all did a wonderful job. So just to wrap up our lesson, so today our learning goal was that we added groups of 10s to a 2-digit number. And then when we're doing that is that when we add 2-digit numbers, 10s are added to 10s and 1s are added to 1s. And sometimes it's necessary to compose to a 10. So all right, scholars, you did a wonderful job.